Meeting is called to order, and this is the special meeting being held on the 22nd of August, 2024, and we will start with a roll call, please.
Mr. Engler? Mr. Clemens?
Present.
Mr. Watts?
Here.
Mr. Guidry?
Here.
Mr. Wax?
Here.
Mr. Dana?
Here.
Mr. Burns?
Here.
Ms. Ferris?
Here.
Ms. Long?
Here. Now, item number 5, we're going to move to a public hearing. The public hearing will be opened. Any particular comments?
Okay. Yeah,
If you'll just state your name and sign in, please. We'll start with the public hearing item number A, and that's the LP ordinance number 24-20. I believe we're going to get some explanation.
Mr. Irvin, could you turn your microphone? There's a button.
that one?
Yes.
Okay, is that better?
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. I wanted to say a couple things to you all about it because this is going to be something that's completely new to you. This is under a completely different statute from any that you've worked with before. This process is one that has happened in some of the other parishes like St. Tammany Parish, but it's new to Livingston Parish. We're hoping that it will not be new to Livingston Parish long because I'm going to talk to you about this becoming a template for what happens in the future. This is the Deer Run Development Agreement. I wanted to point out to you the specific things that are in the development agreement that are of interest to the parish. And of course, we help negotiate the development agreement. This is not something that you have to vote on. You have to hold a hearing on it. If there's input that you would like to make to the council about the development agreement, that's good in whatever form you should choose to do it. The law says that a development agreement is adopted as an ordinance, so it will come before the council tonight as an ordinance. But if there's any information that you wanted to convey to them, that's something that you can do, but you're not actually required to take any action. Now, there are a number of benefits in this development agreement, and I'd like to just right quick point them out to you. The first thing is that the Deer Run development density is reduced by about 10% in the development agreement. The small lots are eliminated. They will become 62-foot lots. There is a requirement that there be no outside fill in this development. Now, that's very important because in my original presentations to the council, back when I was originally hired, I talked about flooding. And one of the ways that you prevent flooding is by not taking land that's flood storage out of flood storage by filling it with dirt. And so we've made provision so that's not going to happen with the Deer Run development. Just to make sure that's not going to happen, we specifically put a provision that the parts of the Deer Run development which are below the base flood elevation cannot be developed. Not only can you not put fill in the parts below the base flood elevation, it can't be developed. And in fact, in due course, there will be a zoning ordinance proposed for land that is out of commerce and held as green space pursuant to development agreements. Well, that's what's going to happen to the green space in this one. There's part of the vision for the future is that developments over a certain size, sometimes they're called mega developments, but we have to come up with a definition for what that is, would have to pay impact fees, and you'd have to address the changes in infrastructure that are needed to serve them. Well, we've already made provision for that in this development agreement. The first 400 lots, which are essentially approved, and they've got construction plans for, would not be included, but the rest of the development, if the parish adopts impact fees, they can be applied to this development. The land that's below the base flood elevation can be zoned so it cannot be developed. And there's another provision in here, Mr. Harris, I know, was in the audience, and he was concerned about, he's got a challenge to the title of this property, and he wanted construction to not start. So one of the provisions in the development agreement is that the only thing that they can do on this property until they have merchantable title is they can put culverts in the ditch in the DOTD right away. They cannot start development of the property until they have good title to the property. And he just asked me the question about who's going to determine whether they got good title to the property. Well, the answer to that question is money isn't going to change hands until there is good title to the property. So there's a title company that's going to make that decision, and they will not take any risks. This completely eliminates any possibility of apartments, and the end product will be an ordinance. Now, in terms of the future, I want to talk to you about that a little bit, because this is a template for the future, and it's some of the things that we're going to propose to the council. We'll have to come up with a definition for what a mega subdivision is, but our vision to propose to the council is that everything that is defined as a mega subdivision, whatever that is required to start with a development agreement. And to negotiate the development agreement, they've got to go to everybody. They've got to start with the parish president, they've got to go to the development, and they have to address the question of what is the infrastructure that is going to be required to do this development. And the infrastructure question gets addressed on the front end. And amongst the ways that can be addressed is another proposal that's coming is impact fees for lots in mega subdivision, where developers are required to pay money that's going to go towards developing the infrastructure that you need to have it happen. That's basically what I've got to say. I'll be happy to answer any questions that anybody has. Thank you. I didn't give you my name. I'm Steve Irving. I'm the development counsel for the parish.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. I'm sure that gave some clarity to this situation for many. Do we have anyone else that would like to speak? Any public input? And how about anyone on the commission? Any comments, questions? Okay, it looks like nothing from the departments, engineers. Okay. Well, I believe that will conclude the public hearing phase. Any other questions? Oh, all right, I'll close the public hearing. And item number 6. Parish attorney for any other reason? Engineers, nothing else? Planning, nothing else? Okay. How about anyone else in the department or on the commission? All right. Adjourn the meeting. Thank everyone very much.